Former First Lady Hillary Clinton went in front of U.S. House lawmakers today regarding ongoing Jeffrey Epstein investigations. We have the details.
After marathon-long nuclear talks between Iran and U.S., the finish line might finally be in sight. We'll tell you how the delegation went down.
President Donald Trump cut taxes on Social Security benefits. We'll tell you what these changes mean and how they could affect you.
The Department of Homeland Security announced new actions targeting Obama-era immigration policies. We'll tell you all the details and more as Kent Stater TV at 6 starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Portage County. Welcome back to the Thursday Newscast at 6. I'm Claire Duver.
And I'm Abby Kress. Thank you for joining us.
Well, we start tonight off with a workshop at the School of Music here on campus.
That's true, Claire. And our very own Tatum Lawrence was there and has the details. Hi, Tatum.
Hi guys, a music intensive is in full crescendo here at Kent State as music leaders and educators are sharpening their skills and practicing together. The Kent State School of Music is hosting a 3-day conducting workshop. From the piano to the podium, conductors are fine-tuning their profession. The workshop started Wednesday and runs through Friday. Each day, participants learn conducting techniques as a group in Ludwig Recital Hall and help each other practice. Participants put the practice into action by conducting for the Kent State Orchestra at the end of the day and watch a film of the performance afterwards.
Just like an athlete likes to go back and study their tape to see what they can do better and what they can improve on, I think it's been really cool for us to get some tape here this week and be able to go back and take some of those bits of feedback that we're getting from the maestros.
The conductors are learning from professionals who have years of experience, and having access to a live orchestra allows them to test their skills in a realistic setting.
Well, conducting is a funny art, but you need an orchestra. It's like, imagine trying to learn how to play the violin without having a violin. So to have an orchestra here at Kent State is fabulous.
This is the first time the workshop has taken place, and organizers hope to make it an annual event and help it grow in the future.
Having the opportunity to bring the experts to Kent State and offer the opportunity for the free of charge, this is amazing. I am very grateful.
Participants are also networking with each other and building off each other's knowledge.
Getting to know more people that is also like in kind of like in the same path as you, and getting to share those experiences as well. I think that's the most fun part of this.
Of music, you can visit kent.edu/music. For KSTV News, I'm Tatum Lawrence.
Thanks, Tatum. Well, turning to some Cleveland news, it looks like Bedrock and Rock Entertainment Group announced today that they are proposing plans for a new venue alongside its development of the riverfront. This new proposal is estimated to generate $59 million under its Live Nation agreement to host concerts, festivals, and other events.
A new license plate was introduced by Senator Nathan Manning on February 10th. That would create a blackout license plate option. The license plate features a black background and white lettering, along with the slogan "Birthplace of Aviation" and identification stickers for your county. The new plate will include an annual $20 fee, a $10 administration fee, and the standard registration fees. It is standardized for any specialty or personalized license plates to have extra costs.
A mom in Columbus wants 2 ICE agents investigated after an incident involving them spraying pepper spray into her open car window, making contact with her and 3 children. In a video, it shows one of her kids calling out that ICE was nearby. The agents then drive up alongside the car, spray the pepper spray, and then drive away. The mother attempted to follow the car, but the agents were weaving in and out of traffic, causing her to stop. An ICE spokesperson said agitators have blocked, targeted, and followed off-duty ICE officers.
Digital signs that will offer real-time weather alerts were announced by state and federal officers on Wednesday. The signs are designed to warn Northeast Ohio drivers of dangerous conditions, including tornadoes, flash floods, and icy roads. Successful pilot programs took place in Dayton and Columbus, and now the officers are looking to expand to all across Ohio. The new signs are expected to be up later this week.
Good Thursday evening, Portage County, and welcome to your first weather forecast of this beautiful day. We start today with a look at how Ohio is looking like right now with this statewide forecast. So as you can see right here, Toledo is at 37, Columbus at 46, and Akron Canton at 35. It's a pretty big difference in between those cities. We have Cincinnati with 51, which is like the best of all of this. They got it good, guys. And then here in Athens, we have 43, and Pittsburgh right here at 42. This is a pretty good weather for them. They are pretty chill, I would say. So as we look at a close-up, we have Sandusky at 28, Mansfield at 37, and Cleveland at 30. And then we look at here, us, we are at 36, and Ashtabula, guys, they got it a little bit bad, I would say. They're 23, and Akron Canton at 35, and Youngstown at 37. So I would say this is a pretty okay, still cold. I would wear a coat, guys, but this is me and my Brazilian self. As we look into our hourly forecast, things won't change things won't change much, and we will kind of have a decrease to 27 with a bit of a cloudy, but as we get into midnight, things would be pretty chill with no precipitation, guys. But well, that's all I have for you, and wraps our first forecast, but stay tuned because I have more, and I'll be back with your future of how Ohio will look like. Back at you guys at the desk.
Hillary Clinton testified today in a House deposition in connection to information to ongoing Jeffrey Epstein investigations. The Republican Oversight Committee chair says she is not accused of any wrongdoing, and Clinton herself said she never met Epstein, who was a convicted sex offender. Former President Bill Clinton is also scheduled for a deposition Friday, with evidence showing he flew on Epstein's plane at least 16 times. However, the committee chair says he too is not accused of any wrongdoing.
According to CNN analysis conducted with artificial intelligence, they found that the Justice Department released a dozen unredacted images in the Epstein files. Images included personal information and inappropriate images, with some examples being photos of passports and driver's license not being redacted. CNN sent the analysis to the DOJ and they redacted it. In a statement from the DOJ, they said it is working around the clock to address victims' concerns.
According to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, or DACA, just arrested 261 recipients through November of last year. The program, created during Obama's presidency, protects undocumented immigrants who were brought to the U.S. as children. As Noem sent a letter to Congress following a letter from September from 41 Senate Democrats that said DHS was setting sights on DACA holders. Noem said 241 of the 261 arrested had criminal histories and that 86 were also deported.
The U.S. and Iranian delegations met today in Geneva, Switzerland. The discussions paused for delegation consultations and concluded for the day. Iran and U.S. negotiations have made progress in nuclear talks, discussing elements of agreement. Technical review work will begin on Monday in Vienna. This concludes the third round of talks since starting negotiations this month, and the fourth round will be held soon.
The Trump administration filed an emergency appeal today asking the Supreme Court to terminate immigration protections for thousands of Syrians. The administration argues courts should not review TPS, which is temporary protected status, and says lower court rulings are hindering immigration enforcement. A federal judge did block the move last year with concerns that the administration violated federal law.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un promised to strengthen North Korea's nuclear weapons program on Wednesday. This came before a nighttime military parade with 14,000 troops marching through the capital of Pyongyang. Kim attended with his teenage daughter, who is speculated to be his successor. Kim told Congress in closing remarks that expanding the nation's nuclear arsenal and how to deploy them is the party's firm will.
This National Eating Disorder Awareness Week, CNN and the Cleveland Clinic have information about an eating disorder that's becoming more common.
We have some good news surrounding mortgage rates that current and aspiring homeowners may want to hear.
What if your research could reach beyond the classroom? Welcome to the 40th Graduate Research Symposium. This two-day event brings graduate students from all disciplines together to present their work, exchange ideas, and engage with faculty and peers. Join us each day at 8 a.m. for research and collaboration with award opportunities and keynote speaker Professor Michael Beam. Register for Graduate Research Symposium March 19th and 20th at the Kent State Student Center.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
We now turn to our very own Alex Brown for the latest in health news.
Hi Alex, what can you tell us?
Good evening. Today with KSTV, I bring you updates on National Eating Disorder Awareness Week, the relationship between forever chemicals and aging, and survey data on Americans' concerns about toxins. It's currently National Eating Disorders Awareness Week. Some of the most well-known eating disorders are anorexia and bulimia. But have you heard of orthorexia? CNN and the Cleveland Clinic have more on this rising eating disorder.
We can't say that social media causes orthorexia, but it absolutely can add fuel to the flame. People who
According to researchers in China, forever chemicals, or PFAs, are increasing the rates of aging in men in the 50s and 60s age group. The study published Thursday discovered an association between PFAs and faster rates of aging in men, with a slight association found in women. PFAs are known to take years to break down within the body. According to a survey of 5,000 adults conducted by the Pew Research Center, a majority of Americans are worried that their food and water has the risk of exposure to toxic chemicals. The results of the survey show that around 5 out of 6 adults across all parties and age ranges want the government to do more to protect their health. Pew conducted the survey as part of their new Safer Chemicals project. I'm Alex Brown with Kent Starter TV.
Thanks, Alex. Well, according to Congressional Budget Office's latest projection, Medicare's Hospital Insurance Trust Fund will run out of money in 2040, which is 12 years sooner than estimated, as President Donald Trump cut taxes on Social Security benefits and the loss of revenue is leading the Medicare concerns. The trust fund supports Medicare hospital visits, hospice care, short-term nursing care, and other services. Due to the reductions, workers will earn less from payroll taxes.
Home buyers are receiving some good news, with mortgage rates dropping below 6% for the first time in years. According to Freddie Mac, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is now 5.98%. This is the first time it's been this low since 2022. Current homeowners with low rates don't want to let go of them, experts said, but this could change if the average drops even further.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
This week's blizzard produced more than 3 feet of snow in parts of Rhode Island as snow removal teams continue to clear paths and make sidewalks and neighborhoods safe. With extra help from Vermont sending out 15 men and equipment to the Ocean State, residents expressed optimism of returning back to normal with the hired help. Well, hopefully we will get some good news that this terrible weather will give us a break.
I'm hoping so, Claire. Sophia, are we in the Claire yet?
Well, guys, so I'm happy to announce I have sort of good news. Things are about to get warmer, but I wouldn't tell you to get very excited because we will have that fall spring again. So let's take a look. So as we look in today was a little bit like sunny / partially clouded. We had a 25 degrees temperature, but I would say it got a little bit hotter because of the sun. The wind was 10 miles per hour south and southeast, and humidity was 68. So as we look now into tomorrow, guys, this is where things get good. Okay, it's 50 degrees, which is like crazy difference from today. It will still be partially cloudy, but I'm hoping it will be like today where there was a little bit of sun. It will be windy, but I mean, it's always windy. And the moon is waxing gibbous. So yeah, it's gonna be way better. Great to go out and just enjoy the weather. And now as we look into our extended forecast, we can see that things are quite good. But as we move a little bit to the end of the week, it starts to rain, but it gets hotter. So guys, this about wraps up our forecast for today. Enjoy as much as you can the warm sunlight because things will get back to freezing. For KSTV, I'm Sophia Elena.
A new NIL lawsuit has been filed in college football as the University of Cincinnati seeks payment from their transferring quarterback.
The East Tennessee Children's Hospital is getting a famous new name change. Can you guess what it is? We'll tell you after the break.
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agree, the scammers are out of control.
And we need to show them how to use a password manager. Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work and it's great. Great cake. I'll use MFA to verify my purchase. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to cisa.gov/secure-our-world.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
To get to, so let's get started with some on-the-court action. As the Kent State women's basketball team headed to Massachusetts to take on UMass yesterday, the Flashes lost 66-56 to drop to 4-10 on the road this year. Junior guard Maya Babbitt led the team with 11 points, while sophomore forward Emery Klatt had a near double-double with 9 points and 14 rebounds. Looking ahead, the team will be back in action on Saturday here in the Mack Center as they take on Central Michigan at 1 o'clock. Now, moving to the Diamond, the Kent State baseball team played Wright State in Dayton yesterday. Kent State was unable to get the win, dropping 8-1 to the Raiders to dip their record to 5-3. While there wasn't much going offensively, senior catcher Brody Williams did have 2 hits and scored 1 run, and sophomore Sawyer Solitaria recorded the only RBI for KSU, scoring off of 1 of 2 walks that he drew. Now, next up for the team is their home opener, a 4-game series against Rhode Island, which begins tomorrow at 3 o'clock as a part of a jam-packed Friday for Kent State. First, the MAC Indoor Championships start for the men's and women's track teams at 10 o'clock a.m. Softball heads to Tuscaloosa to participate in the Crimson Classic, where they will play 2 games tomorrow. First, against USF at 11 o'clock, and the second against St. Thomas at 1:30. And at 4 is the prior mentioned baseball game. And finally, prime time, it's the big game. The Kent State men's basketball team welcomes in Akron for a game between the number 2 and 3 teams in the MAC. The Flashes will look to bounce back from a double-digit loss last time they faced the Zips. The game is at 8 o'clock and can be watched on ESPNU. And finally, wrapping up with college football, the University of Cincinnati is suing former quarterback Brendan Sorsby. The university is suing on the grounds of Sorsby violating the NIL agreement that he made with the university. Sorsby signed an NIL deal going from the 25 season through the 26 season with a $1 million buyout if he left before then. He is now transferred to Texas Tech and is yet to pay the buyout. In regards to the lawsuit, Sorsby's agent Ron Slavin said, quote, "This is further disappointing given that Brendan parted ways with UC in what was a mutually agreeable manner," end quote. This is the 3rd case this year in which universities are seeking remedy for NIL contracts, a growing trend in the NIL era of college sports. And that is all I have for you today. To stay up to date all things Kent State or more, head over to kentstater.com and make sure to follow Kent Stater Sports on Instagram. For KSTV, I'm Maddox Miller.
Well, if you're fascinated by our galaxy, the European Southern Observatory released new and extraordinary photos you may want to check out.
Tennessee's Children's Hospital.
That means you might win bigger down the road by being, true to yourself.
The fact that we have people sending clothes, they're sending.
I can't hear. Announced by Dolly herself on Thursdays, leaders say the rebrand strengthens its missions without changing patient care and that stressed families should not expect changes to their care. Dolly Parton said the partnership reflects a shared commitment to world-class care delivered with compassion.
An image released Wednesday by the European Southern Observatory displays a complex network of cosmic gas in unique detail for the first time across the entire region. Scientists say this data will help them monitor the lives of stars in the most extreme part of the galaxy.
So, what are your views on Dolly Parton? I love her.
I honestly really like her. I know her music, but I like the song like Jolene, those. What about you?
I mean, have you heard her on that song with Sabrina Carpenter? I love Sabrina Carpenter, and she was so good on it. I mean, she even has a roller coaster park. Have you ever been there?
Dollywood?
Yeah, I love Dollywood.
No, but I really wish I could go there. And that about wraps up our newscast for tonight.
For more stories in your community, be sure to check out KSTV.com. I'm Abby Kress.
And I'm Claire Duber. Have a great night.
We are lucky I was able.
Hello. Mom, you gotta stop this. I'm in a library, okay? What could happen?
Yeah, stuff happens. 1 in 4 college students end up in the ER. That's why you need Emergency. Everything you need to handle an emergency. Share important info with your family and friends. Feeling unsafe? Help is one tap away with Urgent Alert. Upload your insurance card and your medical consent form so your family can speak to medical staff. Download Emergency now while it's still free, before stuff happens.
Did you know that children growing up with poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children that grow up with good air quality? And unfortunately, poor communities have poor air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this. Today, the IQ Air Foundation provides filtration technology to schools with poor air quality through our Clean Air for Kids program. Our goal is to help over 50,000 school children every year breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, helping to level the playing field, reduce barriers to learning, reduce sick days, and increase test scores. Mitigating poor air quality is key to environmental justice. Help Clean Air for Kids reach more children.